Hey everybody, what's going on? So today I wanted to talk about with narcissistic abuse. If anybody is ever been addicted to drugs, it is very, very, very similar. The pull that it rewires your brain to the point where nothing else matters. All you want is to be satisfied by that fix. And I think that as a narcissistic abuse survivor of sorts, still obviously surviving, I don't think I'm quite thriving yet, but it's very similar. So when you decide to tell yourself, I'm not going to do this drug anymore, I'm going to quit. And real quickly, I was addicted to heroin for the better part of probably 8 years. I was addicted to coke for probably year and a half. Did meth, I'd done E, acid, smoked weed, obviously, shrooms. I'm what's known as a poly user, but the heroin was probably the big one. Not probably, it was the big one. And when I got off of that, the physical sickness that I had, the mental, the whole thing was just torture. And I have been clean for since the 8-year stint was from about, I guess it was about 7 years, from 99 to 2006, when my daughter was born. When I found out that the narc was pregnant was when I went and got on methadone. I was on methadone for a couple years, and then in 2013 I hurt my back at work, and I was prescribed Vicodin, and one thing led to another, and I had a short relapse. It wasn't that long, maybe 6 months or something like that. But when I relapsed in 2013, I never in a million years thought that I would ever touch that drug again. I fucking hated that drug with a passion because of everything I had to go through to get off of it. And when I couldn't get the Vicodin, I went right back to the streets and I got heroin like it was nothing. Got right back on it. And I immersed myself immediately. In that 6 months, I was like, I went from doing pretty damn good to fucking barely hanging on real quick. To the point that I scared myself. I thought I was like, I'm gonna die if I don't get off this. So that time getting off of it wasn't nearly as long. Still as painful, but wasn't as long. Point that I'm making is narcissistic abuse is much the same. It rewires your brain. It makes you yearn for that. You want that so bad. You can't think of anything else. And it's like your drug dealer's not answering, right? It's like you like just want that drug, and the obsession becomes more than the addiction. The obsession to want to just do the drug is, half of being a drug addict obviously is the drug and the effects of it, but half of it is getting the money for it, the full-time job associated around, fixing it, preparing it. With the heroin I smoked it, I didn't slam it. One guy slammed me once, and I was like, no. I didn't like being that out of control. With smoking, you could, okay, I take it, okay, I feel good, okay, I'm nodding out, okay, fine. Once you put that shit in your vein, man, you're done. And a guy that I knew overdosed on my buddy's couch. All bad. Anyway, the similarities are unbelievable. They're uncanny. If anybody's ever been addicted to drugs before and you've gotten off of it, you know. A lot of times I think with narcissistic abuse, people resort back to relapse or start doing drugs to numb that. It's a very painful process. Very, it's very isolating. You know what I mean? It's very isolating. It's, any rate. But getting off of it took time. It took patience. I slipped up a couple of times when the first time that I got clean. For a couple of days or something, but I just think it's very similar. And I think it's one of those things where I was talking yesterday with intention. You have to set your mind and say, you know what? I don't want this drug anymore. Like, look at that narcissist as an evil, wicked drug that wants nothing more than to take everything from you, make you feel like you're fucking getting something in return, which you're really not, and literally leave you for dead and not give two shakes of a shit. These similarities are uncanny. That drug, like, think of the narcissist like that. That drug doesn't have a face. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have thoughts or opinions or anything of you. It doesn't give a fuck who you are. It just wants to be ingested, Do the drug, do more, come on. A little voice that talks to you. That's the narcissist. That narcissist does the same thing, talks to you, whispers in your ear, come on, just call me. Come on, we'll hang out. It won't be the same. And when it does get the same, and you get gaslit, and then you get fucked over because they go back to being a complete piece of shit right away. The drug is unapologetic for that. The drug doesn't care. And you're going, God, why did I? And you blame yourself. Why did I do this? God, why did I fucking relapse? Oh my God. Blah, blah. And there's days where it's a challenge when you're getting clean from drugs. Some days you're just like, fuck it all. I'm gonna go get high. And you don't, and you feel better about yourself the next day. But man, is that shit a challenge. And that is what you're facing right now. It's a challenge. You're being tested to the upteenth degree. And that test, I think, obviously I haven't lived a full life, I don't think it ever 110% goes away. I think. Maybe it does, but I don't. I feel like that's going to always, you know why? Because there's no closure. So in the back of your mind, there's always that little bit of like, what if I was wrong? What if I did what if I did say that? What if I did do that? All the things that the narcissist says that you fucking do. But listen, it's not you. It's them. They're a fucking drug. They don't have a face. They don't have a heart. They don't have a soul. They have a purpose to destroy you, just like that drug does. And that drug doesn't give a fuck less if you're laying face down in the concrete in your own fucking puke, urine, shit, and piss. Just like the narcissist doesn't. That drug is not going to pick you up. Just like the narcissist doesn't. That drug will make you feel better if you give it, right? You got to do all your work. You got to earn your money. You got to fix it up. You got to do it. And then when you do it, it'll make you feel better for that moment, just like the narcissist. So, mull that over a little bit. Think about what you're in for. Think about the challenge, and I think education is key. Getting clean off drugs is not easy, and that's what this is, and that's what you're going through. And I think again, these are all just my thoughts. Okay, these aren't. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, coach, nothing. These are just my thoughts. I think that's why it's been a little bit easier for me, because of what I've already had to endure in life. I got rejected from my parents when they got divorced. My mom, I was 11 when they split up. It was December of '88, and my mom moved around. We moved around a lot, whatever. I basically lived out of a suitcase. One carrying suitcase was all my worldly possessions from the time I was about 12, almost 13, till the time I was probably 16. I always had a roof over my head. It might have been a car roof, but I always had a roof over my head. But my mom would, after 3 months or so, I'd go down to you're just going to go stay at your dad's for the weekend. And she'd never come back. And then my dad, I would live out of the suitcase at my dad's house. And then my mom would come back one day, you're going with me. And, between the two of them, neither of them, my mom told me it was my fault, the reason that my dad left, which obviously it wasn't, but, so I've been gaslit my whole life, and I've been through a lot. So I think it really, it's helped me through this. This, I feel like, is the final hurdle, the final challenge, before I could just have a nice, relaxing, peaceful rest of my life for the first time in my life, to be completely honest with you. So I think maybe that's why I'm so passionate about this. Maybe that's why it's so much. And I think that's why it hurts so bad with the narcissist, because I didn't trust people, at all. And I trusted her, and this is what happened. And, she knew when she heard about what I had been through. It's like, this guy is ripe for the picking. I was just a pawn, I was nothing. Which I'm okay with. I accept that, right? I accept I put myself in that position. I did. Because I wasn't educated, because I didn't know. Because I didn't know any better, is what it is. I didn't know any better. But I do now. Just give you, I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of me, right? Kind of what makes me tick, why I tick the way I tick. I love you guys. I respect each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole YouTube thing if you want. You can dislike too. Tell me to fuck off. That's fine. But I do want to say real quick, man, some of those comments they make me feel good, man. I really fucking appreciate them. It just gives me so much reassurance, not even just about these videos, but just in life in general. In life, I've never really had a voice. I've had a voice, nobody wanted to hear it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like it. It makes me feel good. I'm very honored, very humbled, and I like it. So, anyway, I will stop rambling now, and I will see you guys next time.